Okay, we're here at Ashton United's home game with Guiseley today, Newly Won Premier Division, with manager Danny Johnson. Thanks for talking to us again, Danny. How's things going so far then? We're just getting into the season now, a couple of games. What's your take on it all?
I think that the lads have done magnificent. Champions of the Division 1 North last year. No mugs. We went there and did a professional job. It was difficult obviously on the surface. The surface isn't great. Not a big fan of AstroTurf pitches, but we went there. With first half, we took a little bit of time to settle, but I thought just before the break, 10-15 minutes before the break, we got a grip hold of the game. And then second half, I thought there was only one team going to win it. To be honest, I thought once we got the goal and we passed it around nicely and we were moving it around and getting the ball wide and getting good deliveries in, and then looking not to add to the lead Monday night. Different game against Kendal. Kendal are one of the top sides. They were last year. They made the playoffs. And I think all we can ask of my lads is to compete. Obviously, there's been lots made over the summer of the budget, so we've done really well to keep the lads together. And if we can compete like we did on Monday and get beat to a very, very dubious penalty decision, from the goal from virtually the halfway line. So if we can keep progressing in that way and working hard, trying to develop the players, cut out the individual errors which are costing us, because that's what, just like good chat with lads in the change room then, and it is the individual errors that are costing us at the minute. We're making our own rods for our own back and making life difficult for us, and it's up to us as individuals to respond to that and improve. But now, Monday night's game was a great game to watch, even as a losing manager. I thought it was some good football played. I thought specifically in the last 30 minutes of the first half, I thought we was dominant, I thought we was magnificent. Pass the ball around. If we can keep continuing to do that, I'll be very happy. And just a word on that, I think I want to thank the directors and especially the chairman. I know we've had a couple of bust-ups over the past sort of 12-18 months. Me and Mr. Aspinall over the pitch, the state of the pitch. It's been very, very poor since I've been at the football club. I've got no complaints. The players have got no complaints. The pitch now is in magnificent condition, and just where we're at. And let's hope the lads don't let us down now, and that the lads can continue to play the game in the right way.
How are some of the new lads settling in? We've obviously brought in Jordan Hadfield and Ross Dacre, probably the last two players to sign, but Jordan obviously made his debut and looked quite assured in the centre of midfield, really. Yeah,
Jordan's magnificent. He's got good experience. He's played first team for Macclesfield, he's played first team for MK Dons, he's got a championship medal or second division championship medal for MK Dons, played 14-15 games then when they won League 2. He's got good experience. He's played at Stamford Bridge in the FA Cup in front of a full house. He's got good experience. How long he's going to be with us is questionable. I've helped him fix up a bit of a week's trial at Stockport County next week, so we're going to go there because the lad wants to play as high as he possibly can. I'm not going to stand in any lad's way of doing that. But he's been, for the meantime, he's a good signing for us. He's got good ability. He'll get from box to box. He's got a bit of know-how. So Jordan's going to be good while it lasts. Hopefully it'll last a bit longer to come, but only time will tell. Ross has been with us. He was with us 3 or 4 months last season. So Ross isn't a new lad. We know all about Ross. We know what Ross is about. Ross has got lots of faith, lots of ability, and Ross will be a very, very good player for Ashton United given time. He's a young lad. He's still learning. Still got a little bit more to do, but he's going to be a very, very good player. Lots of talent. Marlin Piana. Obviously, we at the top end of the pitch we need goals. Marley's not really looked like scoring in the first 2 games of the season, but he's big and strong. He'll hold the ball up well. Don't think he's 100% fit yet. I think he's probably about 75-80%. So we've got to give Marley another 3 or 4 games to get into his stride, and hopefully the goals will come from Marley. Big Gaz Johnson has come in. He's just fitting like a glove. I think he's a big, strong lad. Again, he needs to fill out a little bit more. We're doing some strengthening work on his knee, which he had an operation about 7 or 8 months ago. So he's still got a bit of a problem there. So we're still working on the strengthening of that. But he's come in deputising for Ian Kearney, and he's been magnificent. So the 3 or 4 lads who have come into the team have all done great, and complemented by a loyal group of players who have stuck with the club. Which I'm proud of that fact.
And finally, what are you aiming for this season? I know it's early days, it's very difficult to make predictions about how things are going to go. In fact, pretty almost impossible really, isn't it? But what sort of, would you be looking to build on the position that we finished last season? playoffs, or are you looking at more the bottom end and saying, well, we just want to make sure by a certain time we're not going to be dragged into the relegation fight?
Yeah, as any manager would say, they want to be, bettering what they did the previous season. I don't think that's going to be possible this year, if I'm honest. If we can avoid relegation this year, and that might sound negative to a lot of people listening to this, but the fact of the matter is, the wage budget I've got, once we get a couple of injuries, I'm not going to have any finances to go out and bring people in. I can't offer them much money to come and prize them away from their own clubs, so we're not going to be able to get better quality in than what we've got. I'm only going to end up finding players who are, with all due respect to them, mediocre for this league, that aren't going to really improve us for the finances that I can offer them. So if we can avoid relegation this season, and that's not, it can be seen as negative, but it's I think if we can do that and do it without sort of going to the last couple of games of the season, that'll be a bit of an achievement for us. We've got a good group of lads though who, while they're all fit and they're all round to go, who hopefully can take us on the first 10-12 games of the season, and get us enough points to give us a platform to build on. But the biggest test comes when you get a couple of injuries and you've got to then go and recruit. It's really going to be difficult to recruit players with the finance I've got available.
Oh, and finally, well, said finally last time, but finally, what are you expecting from today's game?
Guys are a top team. They've added some real good players. They like to play, but they're big, strong, they're powerful. So we're going to have our work cut out. So if we can get anything from the game today, whether that be a point, whether we can nick 3 points, that'll be a bonus. But I'm looking for another positive display from the lads to get the ball down on the pitch and pass it well and move well and get themselves into goal scoring positions. And if we can do that, and we can continue to do that, then we'll compete with most of the teams in this league. And as a manager, that's all I can ask for.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, Danny.
Thanks, Dave.
Good luck today.